What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday.
Hello.
How you doing, Landry?
Pretty good back in Tennessee,
Back
but
in Tennessee.
yeah, the weather's been crazy here just on the other end. It's like it was way too hot in Arizona and now it's just raining like crazy here. So,
For sure.
yeah,
For
getting
sure.
the
Well,
best of both
hopefully
worlds.
no Wi-Fi issues, no technical
Yeah,
difficulties. Fingers crossed, everybody. But
seriously.
we just wanted to start off today by saying thank you. We appreciate you guys that are tuning in, those that make it to the show every single week live, those of you that are watching the replay. We do this show for you guys. So it's for the community. It's for us to lead from the front and show you by example as to how you can go out and do the same thing too. It's always a fun topic to talk about at the beginning, where it's like, why agent outreach? Like, what is agent outreach? What is agent outreach live? Why would I want to go and work with agents? Well, the long answer is going to be something that is a whole episode in itself. The short answer is that there's no marketing costs. It's easier to go and talk to an agent than it is a seller. And again, did I mention no marketing costs? So if you can go out there and do this business at the highest level possible, what it comes down to is just you. It's consistency. Now, a lot of times you'll hear the saying, like, what you put into it, it's what you're going to get out of it. But in this strategy, it's the absolute truth. So 9 times out of 10, when people tell me, Ryan, I'm not seeing the results, I ask some basic questions. How many buyers do you have? How many realtors are you talking to per day? How many offers are you submitting? You can answer all of those with extreme honesty and tell me what your numbers are. I will just tell you what it is that you need to do in order to find the success. So, for example, with us right now, we're talking to at least 50 agents per day. 50, 50. So 50 agents per day is what I'm telling you that you need to be doing. Guess what? If you have time to go and call 100, call 100. How many offers are you submitting? If it's at least has to be five written offers or 10 LOIs. And if you want to know the difference is that an LOI, a letter of intent, is going to be a little bit less enforceable, but it's going to take you a lot less time to submit. Purchase contract obviously is a little bit more formal, but the nice thing about a purchase contract is that you could put terms in there like a response time. You could put all of the stuff in there that is going to make the contract 100% enforceable once it's fully executed, meaning both the seller, the agent, you, and then if there is another agent involved, have signed and executed that contract. So if you're not submitting at least 5 LOI or 5 written offers or 10 LOIs per day on top of talking to 50 agents, the only other thing left is how many buyers do you have? So there's a million different ways you could find buyers, from going to real estate meetups to pulling it from tax records to finding previous deals. The opportunities are endless. I always say to start with your buyers, but then understand your KPIs. Our whole goal again on this show is to show you in an hour, I could probably get done what most people would take at least in 2 to 3 days to do. And I'm talking full time. This is an hour of extremely intentional and extremely efficient results. And our goal is just to show you, I'm going to go and make conversations with the agents. I want to talk about last night. I was doing a call with some of the students inside Agent Investors, and I got up there and on camera, recorded and everything. I couldn't even leave a voicemail. Like, it took me 3 or 4 attempts to literally tell them that I was just trying to say, hey, my name is Ryan. Dang it. Like, I didn't even know what I was doing. But the whole thing that I liked about it was to show the human side of things. So if I
Yes.
can't even leave a voicemail when I'm going out and trying to coach my people in my community, what's your excuse? It doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be imperfect action. Then from there, you're going to fail forward. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to find communities like this, or you're going to be able to go out there and even just ask questions in a live show like this one here today. So, Landry, I mentioned community. Where would people be able to go if they're watching this show live that could possibly tie them in with Batch and also give them some updates?
Yeah. Let me pull this up. We'll tell you guys what market we are calling in today a little bit
Yes,
later,
yes,
but
yes.
I want you guys to be coming in here and voting on where you want Ryan to be making these calls as well. If there is special things or questions that you have or help that you need in your market, Ryan's here every single week to be doing it where you guys want, but you have to let us know.
And make
So
it
here,
challenging.
let's see. See if you can bring it up for me on your screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what we want you guys to do is we're going to be doing a lot of different giveaways. How you can get into the community is going to be through this link. So let me send this to you, or I think I should be able to put it in the chat as well. But I'm going to drop this for you guys to get in here. And the key for you guys entering this giveaway of, getting your information in here is when it asks you, why would you like to join the community? Just type Agent Outreach Live, or just let us know so that when we go back to find everybody that's entered who came from the show. So let me see if I should be able to do it. I think I can do it on the comment side. Oh, no, I can't.
Or if you just want to send it to me and I'll post it out there for everyone.
Yeah, let me send it to you. But what you guys are going to do is going to come into, or you're going to come into this page, put something about Agent Outreach Live, and then you'll be brought into the community. In Agent Outreach in Slack, in the batch community, this is where you guys are going to be voting on which market you want to have Ryan call agents
Absolutely.
in. So
And if you guys were watching this and you're like, Ryan,
make
there's
that
no agents out there at all in my market, vote. Let's go ahead and call your market together and let's show that there are agents out there that are looking for people just like you to do business with. I mentioned last night I did a call. I did one in Los Angeles, I had one in Virginia, and we had amazing conversations with two agents. Tried to call 6 or 7, and I'm pretty sure it was just the 2 that answered, but they were 2 phenomenal conversations and relationships formed from just going out there and taking action. And again, I'm not in Los Angeles, I'm not in Virginia. I have actually never done a deal in Los Angeles or Virginia. So being able to go out there virtually and just establish these relationships, it's key. Now, I'm not telling you guys from watching the show to go and do exactly what I do. Don't go and jump in all these random markets. I'm trying to do this from an educational and instructional standpoint, but also to squash any kind of limiting belief that there is no deals on the MLS or that you can't work with agents to be able to go get deals. Now, with that said, I always make sure people understand this is kind of going to depend on your market. I mean, some markets are smaller and they have less people and less opportunities, but that doesn't mean that there isn't any. It's just that there are fewer and far between, where what you want to do is pick some of the markets where there's a lot of high investor activity.
Love it. Also, Ryan, before we forget as well, if you guys are, I'd love to see as well, actually, I keep forgetting to ask, put in the chat a 1 if you have batch leads and a 2 if you don't and you want to learn more or get in here, because we have a link, Ryan. I don't know if you have that on hand. You guys can just go to batchleads.io//Zolin to get 1,000 free seller, buyer, agent leads in your account to start pulling a lot of what we are showing you guys here today. But if you're not in there, then give it a try. You have a week, and Ryan has that link that's special from just the regular one. But I'd love to see who we have here. Okay, so we do have a lot of, oh, and by the way, okay, I'll call you out a little bit later. Sorry, I'm getting all over the place.
You're good. This is the fun stuff about this, is that when you guys can see that there's like excitement and passion and enthusiasm with this kind of stuff, that means that we like this. That means that it works. That means the results are there for you to go out there and do the same. So I love the interaction. And Landry, thank you so much for doing the whole 1 and 2 thing, because guys, sometimes we got to poke you. We got to be able to get you out of your comfort zone. If I'm asking you to go call agents, but you can't even put in the comment what market you're in or what community you're a part of or what it is that you're looking for, I always try to make sure to give the shout out here. But like, did you guys know that Jamil and Pace met at a meetup? Why can't you find your Jamil or your Pace inside the comments? Understanding that there is so much opportunity out there circulating, especially in real estate. Now it's just up to you to go and take it. And I'm not talking just from the standpoint of like, let's try to just manifest it or anything like that. I'm telling you guys that we need to go out there and take it. Like, the opportunity is right there. So I think that's enough talk. Landry, let's get to calling some agents in Houston. For those of you that are maybe in the Houston market, the reason we like to go virtually into random markets is so that I could give these opportunities and these relationships to you. So I'm going to go in and show you again from an instructional standpoint how I go out and start these conversations. I'm going to throw different variations to it. No 2 conversations are going to be the same. There is no script. If you guys want to have some fun with it with me and make this entertaining, throw out some random words. Like, I had somebody last week that was inside our Discord that was like, Ryan, I think it'd be really cool if you threw out the word like milk. And I was like, that's very random, but like, okay, like, let's find random words, random phrases. Or if there's just something specific where you're like, Ryan, I'm not licensed. I don't have rentals. I've never fixed and flipped a house. I can't go out there and say all those things. Okay, don't go out there and say, my name is blah, 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 and I'm a wholesaler. I've done that a number of times too, where I could show you that agents don't care as long as you're being honest and you could perform on the deal. Let me rephrase that again. As long as you're honest about your intentions and you can actually perform, meaning close on the transaction. That's it. That's all they care about. And if you're an agent and you're watching this and you're like, Ryan, no way, I never want to work with a wholesaler. I love you. You're the problem. So we are trying to merge the gap between agents and investors to understand how to do this business at the highest level possible. So all that it comes down to is ethics, morals, transparency, communication. That's it. It's rock and roll.
Love it. By the way, guys, we are calling in Houston. I don't know if we said that already, but I think I was kind of holding that back. But either way, I'm excited. Here, let me grab you a couple other people just so you have a good list.
This first one we are calling is Eric. And guys, just so you know too, if you're wondering how we're getting this information, it's through Batch Leads. Agent outreach is officially out. If you are not already using Batch Leads, I have it scrolling along the bottom for a reason. It's not just because I'm lazy and I don't want to take it off. It's because I want you to be able to go and do this live with us. Go out there and make sure you have Batch so that if you have questions, you want to go through this with us live, we can do that. Especially if you have questions, you can bring it to my Discord, you can bring it to the Slack channel. This is a community where we want to make sure we're here to collaborate and help you guys out. So the batchleads.io/Zolin, you guys can go get a Batch Leads account if you don't already have it. On the left-hand side, you'll see agent outreach. We can't go in and do the entire process from start to finish because YouTube does have some regulations. Unfortunately, they don't want us to go out there and give away some people's personal information. So we have to obey by their laws. So we are going to stay within their guidelines. And if you guys have questions, we actually do have some webinars that Landry and I put together last week that kind of deep dives into the whole process. So let's call
By
some.
the way, Ryan, do you want to show? It's blurred right now. We'll show you guys kind of somewhere maybe in between, but just to give you an idea of where I got this list for Ryan today, is I put on a couple of filters. By the way, the people that I narrowed down for you, Ryan, are people that have at least 3 active listings. And I changed it a bit because we've been doing 3 active listings and at least 5 sold in the past 6 months, I believe. But I narrowed it down because we're only calling about, 20 people a day to 10 sold in the past 6 months.
Okay, so these are like some high producers, possibly some
Yes.
team leads, maybe a broker, somebody that even if it's not all their deals, they know the people that have the deals.
Yes. So I wanted to kind of show people the other side as well, or, if you do run into a broker today, kind of how you would handle that conversation and how that would go. So
absolutely.
Let's do it.
Okay. Eric has got so much opportunity for us.
Thank you for calling David Weekly Home. You're being connected to our local internet advisor. This call may be recorded.
Yes, sir. Yesterday, I was talking to a guy. He's over at another brokerage, and I was telling him about how we basically want to help agents become investors. And I was like, well, it's a pretty good name for a community. If only.
Yeah. I love that. Got a lot of people in Houston.
You've reached Emma Lancaster.
Okay, so they sent an automated text. I'm sorry I missed your call. I'll be happy to call you shortly to assist you with your new home search, or for a faster response, text me. Love automated messages. So I would say in that case too, there's a few different options. There's always the people that are like, Ryan, do I double dial? Do I leave a voicemail? Do I send a text? Do I send an email? Do I send a fax? Like, what do I do? Well, obviously don't send a fax. Make sure inside what you're going to do, if you have an automated text, you could always send a text back. If you felt like you wanted to leave a voicemail, you could do that too. I don't think there is one that is better than the other. I think in this day and age, it's really just adapting to who it is that's your audience. So if the realtor is going to email you, guess what? Email. And how do you pick that up? They're going to tell you to email them. 9 times out of 10, if a realtor says, oh, do you have my email address in front of you? They want you to correspond with them through email. Now, if you are the bulk majority of people, which they're going to send a text back, they're going to have an automated system like this, that is completely fine too. Just send a text. Hey, I'm interested in purchasing some properties. Just trying to find a realtor that can help me out. Let me know. Now, obviously, that's like the tip of the iceberg. That's very bland. Find a way to spice it up, put some kind of personality or originality behind this that's going to make them actually interested in calling you back. Just a reminder, if you're an agent, you probably get at least 15 to 20 of these texts every single day, at the very bare minimum, every single week. So what is it that you could do as an investor trying to stand out? Talk about things that are currently going on in the market. Talk about something specific. Talk about yourself. Mention some kind of credibility piece. Maybe go in there and ask a specific question. Going in there just trying to be bland is not going to cut it in 2023. On to the next. I was over there like looking on the screen like for a phone number. It's not even there.
I know. I wish it would be so awesome to show you guys all this good stuff.
Alrighty. Calling Sherry.
Sherry. Okay, you're on next. Okay, great.
Hi, you've reached Sherry Williams.
Second option, you could leave a voicemail. So if you're looking for a variation, I'm actually going to leave a voicemail this time. If you were watching my call yesterday, I promise you, I'm not going to fool me twice.
At the tone,
I'm waiting for it. I'm like, press that mute button.
finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Sherry. My name is Ryan. I'm an investor trying to find an agent out in the Houston market. Got your information online. I'm just trying to see if you could help me out. Like I mentioned, I'm an investor just trying to find some properties I could fix and flip. Just wanted to reach out. Let me know if you got anything. You can give me a shout back. This is my cell. My number is... Boom. That was perfect. I know technology. You guys see that?
There you go.
All right. We got Rosalind. It's quite the number. 4 zeros in a row. It's got to be automated.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
She's got the best number in freaking Houston.
Honestly.
Rosalind.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Rosalind.
No, this is Amber Ross with Real Ed's Real Estate.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I was honestly looking for a realtor, so I might have just punched in the wrong number. I don't know if it was like an office line or something. I'm trying to find an agent out in Houston, or is that where you're at?
No, we're actually located in Tyler, Texas. You're looking for someone in Houston, you said?
Yeah, in Houston. I guess how far is Tyler, Texas from Houston?
It's about 3 hours.
Okay, so that's a pretty big difference. I mean, yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
typically don't
go ahead.
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
I'm trying to find a realtor out in Houston, but I mean, the world probably just put us on a phone call for a reason. Do you guys work with like investors?
We do. Hold on a second. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, we do work with investors. Are you just trying to invest in a few properties to set them up as rentals? Or...
Yeah, great question. So primarily fix and flip. We kind of do everything in real estate. So I mentioned like investor. We have rentals. We fix and flip. We do some like creative finance stuff here and there. We do some development, private lending. We are licensed out in Arizona, pretty much cover all the bases, but as the market's kind of shifted, we're starting to look in some different markets. And so Houston, Texas is one of them that popped up. We have a few connections out there with some partners. But as for Tyler, Texas, I mean, if we're kind of looking at Texas in general, if there was opportunity, I'm willing to go wherever the opportunity is. So biggest thing for me is just an opportunity where I can make some money. Ideally fix and flip, but also too, I mean, rentals, if something popped up, I don't want it to be ignored. What is going on over there?
Sorry, hold on one second.
No, you're good. You're good.
Screaming at me.
No, that's awesome. That actually that shows that like you're human. You're not sitting there in a cubicle just answering calls all day.
Yeah, give me just 1 second. I'm sorry.
For sure. Guys, Rosalind has so much opportunity for us.
Wait, did she?
Oh no, we're still going. Yeah, no,
I don't think it's Rosalind though. Remember? It's somebody else.
Who am I talking to? Oh shoot, no, it's not Rosalind. This is
yeah, I know with our
she has to know Rosalind. It's fine.
Usually have investors come to us.
Yep.
And typically we just help them find properties that they're wanting.
Sure.
We can help them purchase those properties, of course, and just do all the contract work for them. And then, of course, once they're ready to sell again, we can represent them doing that.
Sure.
Tyler, there's quite a bit, I feel like, here and there. It's a bit smaller than Houston, obviously.
Yeah.
Houston's a very big city.
Yep.
But, yeah, just in the Tyler area, we typically do have some. We actually have a realtor in our office that she does that herself. She purchases them and flips them and resells them.
Wow. Does she buy all across the state, or does she just buy in Tyler?
She just buys in Tyler. Yeah, I think she just works with investors mostly. I think occasionally she'll buy one and do it herself, but a lot of times she is working with investors to do that. So I know it's definitely something that we can offer for that area. If it's Houston, however, we don't really work with that particular MLS, or we don't have access to that MLS unless we go and purchase it. But as far as like knowing that area, I'm not really from there, so I don't know the area of Houston.
Well, yeah,
so
let's just, I mean,
idea.
we could kind of just put Houston to the side then. And I would say for Tyler, if it's possible, I don't know if you wanted to connect us with that other investor agent or if you wanted to work with us and try to see if she had some opportunity and then maybe you just represent us. I'm pretty flexible. At the end of the day, what I just want is that everybody's going to win in the transaction. So I don't want to be the guy that's just going there trying to offer like super lowball offers and not performing on them. I want to be the guy that can show you we go in and we actually can close on these deals and hopefully make some money for everybody.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So are you you're in
I'm in Arizona, yeah, and we've got some partners in like the Dallas-Fort Worth area and then also in Houston. Tyler, I honestly haven't really looked into too much, but I mean, I'm not opposed. We've got people that we can send out for crews, and we've got other partnerships throughout the state. Also, full transparency, just so I'm being very clear with you too. If there's ever an opportunity where maybe I can't perform on it, what I always want to make sure is that whenever we go under contract, people know that our deal is between you, us, and the seller. So we will always perform on whatever those contract terms are for that first contract. But if it were to ever be a situation where sometimes the deal is just a little too tight or the numbers don't make sense for me to flip, sometimes one of our exit strategies is wholesaling. So I'm always transparent in that process. And a lot of the times, if it's able to be done, we might be able to make a quick $2,500, $5,000 fee, but that way we're still performing on the deal rather than canceling.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, I guess we would just need to kind of figure out, sorry.
If you ever want to get off the phone.
I feel like I should probably talk to the other realtor first
to
see maybe how she does that exactly, because I've never done the investment really.
For sure.
Opportunities. I'm definitely interested in it. That would be great. But
cool. What was your name again?
It's Amber, last name Ross.
Amber, awesome. Well, if it's possible, what I would love to do is maybe we could talk again before you talk to her, because I would love to even give you some pointers and stuff as to what you could say to her to make yourself obviously sound better. But then also, if possible, we're not going to cut you out of the transaction, because I'm assuming what she'd probably want to do is ask a bunch of questions you may not know the answer to. We'd be playing telephone back and forth. If I can help you get it all set up in the transaction, every deal we buy, whether it's from you or from the other agent that primarily works with investors, we'll make sure that you're paid on that deal too. So that way we can kind of show you the ropes and also work together. And who knows? I mean, maybe you've got some buyers that we could end up like doing a joint venture and wholesale deals together.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. So,
cool.
Let's see. I'm trying to think when I'll be in the office. I'll probably be back in my office on Thursday.
Perfect. Thursdays are my best days.
That would be a good time.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Do you have my cell number?
It did pop up on my phone. Let me make sure it's the right one. Is it the
That would be me. That is my cell. So if you just want to send me a text, we can hop on a phone call and then obviously plan everything out. And then if you have any questions or anything you need from me in the meantime, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Amber. Bye. All right, guys. So we're working Tyler, Texas today. Welcome to Agent Outreach Live, where you don't know what to expect. So we were trying to call Rosalind. We got another agent in a different city. And if you noticed, a lot of times people are like, well, actually, my target market's Houston. Bye. No, are you kidding me? Because what do you think is going to end up happening? The way the world works is that magically, who do you think is going to get a random referral out in Houston now?
Yes.
It'll be this girl, Amber Ross. She's going to be like, oh my gosh, I have somebody out in Houston. She's going to call me out and be like, hey, I'm not from that area like I'd mentioned. So what connections do you have? And also, if you guys want to take away a huge nugget, what did I say very, very blatantly clear? I wholesale. Did she have any issue? No. Was it because she probably doesn't know investment all that well? Probably. Is that an issue? No. What did I do instead? I offered value. Hey, by the way, before you go and talk to that investor-friendly realtor, how about you and I talk again? I had mentioned I'm an agent. I mentioned all these different things we do just to kind of build that credibility and break down that wall of like awkwardness. And I was able to tell her like, hey, by the way, if you have something like with this investor, I want to make sure you're included. I want to protect you.
Yeah.
Boost fiduciary is where? I mean, why is it that the realtor is supposed to be helping me and having my best interest? Why can't you do the same for the realtors? You know what disgusts me about this strategy is when somebody does agent outreach and a realtor brings a deal to an investor and that investor goes around the realtor to get a better deal. That is the worst thing you could do with this strategy. The best thing you could do, maybe take a little bit less. Maybe be so overly transparent and over communicate that if the deal doesn't work out, the relationship wasn't ruined. That's what you need to focus on. This entire strategy is relationship focused, but if you can understand that you really just need 20, 25, 30 realtors bringing you 2 deals a year, 40, 50, 60 transactions, come on. That's from repeat business. How many of you are doing direct to seller and have the same motivated seller with the distressed home that they couldn't keep up on call you back and say, hey, my life is in shambles again, and you're my guy? That doesn't happen. That does not happen. Agents call you up. They're like, hey, so you were the easiest transaction, and actually you didn't buy a car in the middle of the transaction, so it still went through. Can we do this again? It closed in 10 days, and I just got paid a commission, and now I'm on the top 10 realtor leaderboard at my brokerage. I got a little trophy. That's what they care about. That's what they want. They want the efficiency. They want the ease. They want the convenience, which is the same reason why their seller would take a less of an offer rather than going on market. That's this strategy.
I saw this thing recently that I thought was so huge, but so simple that I feel like in this business, people need that reminder of, you know, think about, you know, if you're married or with your significant other, where you just immediately, you know, did you just immediately get married upon meeting them, or did you build a relationship? I thought it was such a simple thing. It's like a duh, obviously, but I think in this business, people are like, okay, they didn't give me anything. They didn't, you know, tell me that they had a property that they want to sell right now. It's over. But it's like, no, just the beginning. So I think that with Amber, it's like could that turn into something? Yes or no. But I think just building that relationship and having the conversation. I don't know if she is here today, but Carol, she's in the community, and she always talks about when she gets on the phone, it's just a conversation, just like how you're breaking it down. So simple stuff that you might just forget. And hopefully it's a good reminder for everybody here. And that if this is valuable to you guys, by the way, if you are enjoying this, I think this is like our 4th or 5th one, maybe, but hit the like button on here, you know, be interacting with us. Ryan wants your questions to be able to answer those for you guys and break it down. This is once again for you. So if there's anything on your mind, or if this is valuable to you guys, just let us know, because we want to continue to do this and make it, you know, better and better each week. So
absolutely.
By the way, I saw Nav, I'm excited to have you on the challenge next week. And who else do we have in here? I was trying to catch up with these comments.
This is Home Buy Solutions.
Hi, I might have the wrong number. I was looking for NB Elite Realty.
This is Nick's office. Who are you trying to?
Gotcha. Honestly, I'm just trying to find a realtor that specializes with working with investors.
I mean, we don't really work with investors per se. I mean, we have investors that call and you know, buy some of our properties, but.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, investors buying properties, are they on market or off market or both?
They're all on market. We do what we put everything on HAR, but sometimes the investors will still call and buy them, but we don't work exclusively with investors.
If you don't mind me asking, I mean, not to get straight to the point, but do you guys like have some inventory right now that I could take a look at?
Everything would be listed under Nicola Nesvich under MB Elite Realty. Everything that he has is on HAR or Home Buy Solutions. And
that's probably who I tried calling. It's the KNEZEVIC.
Right, that's Nick.
Perfect.
It's all his listings, and he's also on Home Buy. It's Home Buy Solutions or HBS. www.hbsproperties.com.
Gotcha. Does he do any investing himself, or does he just kind of like list the properties and investors buy them?
Everything is purchased by the company and then put out for sale, whether it's an as-is or flips or remodels, anything like that. It's all purchased by the company.
Okay.
He's an exclusive agent to the seller, but sometimes he's involved in some of these with his IRA and things like that.
Sure.
So he does both sides of the coin.
Sure.
Investing in the realtor.
And let's just say that I found a deal that was on market listed by him. Would it be best to call you guys back and have you guys help me with representation? I could obviously go find another realtor, but if it's easier just to work with you guys, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Yeah, we don't represent anybody. If somebody calls here and they don't have a realtor, and they want to move forward with one of our properties, and they say, look, I'm an investor, I think this property, I want to buy it. So sometimes people call us and they have a realtor already. So that's fine, but if they don't have a realtor, a lot of times those are better offers because we're not having to pay the commission.
For sure. And I honestly, I wouldn't mind going unrepresented. I would say that's probably better for everybody because then there's no representation. It's easier for commission for you guys and it's for the seller. Seller makes more money. You guys make more money. We make more money. Everybody wins.
Right.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, yeah, let me do some research and I'll do some digging on the properties he's got listed. Is there any opportunities where there's like off market before it goes live, like email sent out, text sent out, or like a VIP list or anything like that?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, if they just go to the website, they can just see what we have. If they're interested, they call us and say, hey, I want to go see this property. We usually ask you for a date and time that you're going, copy of your driver's license, give you the lockbox code. We don't actually go with you.
Wow.
And then you go and see it, do your own due diligence, and call us back and say, this is what I want to offer. And then we'll let you know, yes, no, or sometimes they'll let it run a couple weekends before they make a decision.
Sure. Okay. That sounds easy enough to me. Well, I won't take up too much of your time. I appreciate all that information. If I find a property I like from what he's got listed, I'll give you a shout back.
No problem. Sounds
Thanks.
good.
Bye. So that one was just a little bit more, I would say, kind of a seasoned conversation where I was asking some of the right questions. If you guys did not take notes on that, I would definitely recommend going back and rewatching that little clip. I think that was some of the very most straightforward answer she's given. I don't know how regulation works in Houston, but if a licensed agent gave out access to a property without being there, they open themselves up to a lot of liability. So just a quick little lesson, if you're a realtor and you do that, just understand that the pros and cons sometimes, I would say the cons kind of outweigh the pros there, but personal preference. Sounds like this guy does a lot of volume. Notice how if at the beginning we talked about 10 plus deals sold, well, 10 plus deals sold, homie's got people answering his phones for him. So that to me says that he does a lot of volume. If you notice what I was asking, I was trying to get to the bottom of, well, how do I find out first?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the other thing that she mentioned was IRA. That means that he's going in and purchasing these properties. He's actually closing on them and then turning around and selling them. So when I was asking, okay, well, can I go dual agency? Well, no, we don't do that. But we like if there's no one being represented on the other side. What is that? That's unrepresented. That means that the seller, whether it's them or the seller they're representing, would actually get that 3% that would go to a buyer's agent back in their pocket. So if he were to go in and buy a property and close on it and try to sell it, guess what? He's not going to pay a listing agent fee. He might pay his brokerage a small little flat fee if they wanted to pay a transaction coordinator or an agent that was helping out or whatever. But most often, the buy side is where they have to pay the majority of the commission. It's going to be 2.5% to 3% commission. So if they get to put that back in the seller's pocket, what if the house was $500,000? 3% is $15,000. So what does that mean? They're more likely to take a lower offer. So, and that just again, a little bit down the rabbit hole, but that's just some of the strategy and stuff that I was trying to kind of pull back, trying to figure out what is their motivation, what is their process, and how can I fit in? So.
I love it just because once again, it's the simple stuff of anybody. I'd love to also see you guys. It's just so much more fun when you guys are participating and letting us know like where you're at in this process. If there is anybody that hasn't done this yet, kind of like what I brought up last Tuesday, is it what specifically is holding you back? Because something that I think about in this is that you being able to answer those or ask the correct questions, Ryan, and get the right information and know how to respond in different scenarios is because you have experience, and experience comes from trying, and taking those steps. So I think that sometimes we, once again, get into analysis paralysis. It's just a very human thing. And then we stand in our own way and we never end up doing it. And we wish we had. So I'd love to hear from anybody if, or just chat it with us.
For sure.
If you want to do this, why haven't you?
Is there if you need accountability, don't be scared to ask for help. Like, I think one of the things that kind of like I laugh at is people will spend all this money to get information, whether it's a community course, maybe both. And then they don't do anything with it. I mean, why is that? Why is it that 10% of the people actually apply what they learn? Why is it that the 1% is the 1%? It doesn't make sense to me, but I also need you guys to understand too, if I had gone back and started and I had somebody like myself willing to offer what we are offering, which is just the helping hand, showing up to live calls, showing up to YouTube videos, being able to answer questions or ask questions in a chat like this, that is huge. It's free. The only thing it's going to cost you is your time. So if you don't understand that when you're starting off with anything, it doesn't matter if it's a skill set, college, trade, trying to learn a new job, you're going to have to invest time no matter what it is. If you invest money, that's hopefully a motivating factor for you to take it a little bit more serious, but that's also like a fast pass. What I always explain to people when you're investing into education, especially, make sure you understand what it is that you're investing into. Because if the person that's at the top that isn't doing what it is you're trying to accomplish, don't invest in that one. If you're trying to go out there and learn a skill set, it's like your fast pass to being able to be an ecosystem. You're in the proximity of the people that are doing the business, that have the relationships that you want, that are living the life that you want. That whole saying of that you are who you surround yourself with, and proximity of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, those are all very real things. I don't know exactly how they get the data or statistics with it, but I will tell you that it is true. Who you spend time with and what you do with that time, that is going to define your success and who you are as a person. So being in these calls right here where it's free, you're just investing time. So if you're investing time, how do you make it the most efficient investment? Asking questions, collaborating, finding whatever it is that you're missing in your business. How many of you here are entrepreneurs that are visionaries? I would argue about 80% of the people should be raising their hand. So if 80% of you are visionaries, what does that mean? I love you. I'm a visionary. I could say this. You suck at organization. Your planning is hit and miss, and your execution depends on how good your plan was. So if those 3 things are at flaw, what do you need? You need an integrator. You need a controller. You need someone that's going to help you process and be able to delegate and be able to go out there and do things at the highest level possible. I am probably the most visionary person I know, and it's because I am so bad at systems. I mentioned to you guys earlier, I couldn't even leave a voicemail. But if I'm 25 and struggle with leaving a voicemail and I could still go out there and make over $1 million a year, I'm nothing special. And obviously, yes, I'm sure I sound okay on the phones and I can ask some of the right questions. There is nothing impressive with what I've done other than I've done a lot of phone calls. I mentioned this. I don't remember if it was the first or second episode. I am not more successful than you. I've just failed more. That's it. So if I failed more, I just told you I failed yesterday on a live call that was recorded where I couldn't even leave a voicemail. Do you have any idea how many mess ups and failures I make in a day? I promise you it's enough to where I can go make a lot of money, because the mess that you make and the bigger the problem, the bigger the pay. So obviously it's all led with value. It's led with going out there and trying to really just solve problems. But the more that you could do that at the highest level possible while doing the money-making activities, that's where the magic happens. So just remember, holding yourself accountable, engaging, asking questions. We're here to help you out. So we appreciate you guys. On to the next.
After this one, Ryan will show him like the slides on like what filters we use and stuff like that. And a couple comments I see.
Just had a deal sent to me in South Carolina, and I'm not in South Carolina. So if you're in South Carolina, send me a DM and I will send you a deal.
There you go.
Hey, thanks for calling. You've reached the voicemail of Matthew Guzman.
That's not my guy. Let me try one more.
Who was that?
Jorge.
Okay, so Eric. Okay.
But it said Matthew, so I don't know. I see the resemblance. I mean, Jorge, Matthew.
Because this list that I pulled, everybody can't answer their own phone. They have assistants.
Hey, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a good place to be.
Yeah, they've handed it off to somebody else.
What that means is that they're too busy to answer their phone. So that's actually a good realtor. If a realtor is, now just to show you guys, you can also do the double tap if you want to. Call again, same number. I think it's important just to be consistent with this, but also understanding that if you're an agent that is not responding because you're out playing with the kids or it's summer break or whatever excuse you're telling yourself, you need to have an assistant. You need to have something forwarded. You need to have an automation that's going to send a text right after. Now, if you're on the other side of things where maybe you're an agent that is out showing so many homes, you have so much paperwork you're trying to do, you're trying to still be a good husband and father or whatever it is, or wife and mother, you need to understand that at the end of the day, there is some sacrifice, but that's where the highest level realtors I know are the ones that could delegate. They have teams, they have round robin. So you call one number, it doesn't answer, it rings to the next person on the team. What does that mean? No lead is left behind. One thing that is built into agents, I should say producing agents' heads, is speed to lead. Now, this is obviously sales 101, but if you can understand that realtors are sitting around, the whole joke I made at the beginning with that one agent, I think it was Amber, she was saying like, oh, sorry, my kids are in the background. I'm like, oh, no, that's human. That's cool. You're not sitting at a cubicle. Because what does that mean? Most realtors that have that team, whether it's an inside sales agent, sorry, realtors, I don't mean to pull back the curtain on your entire operation. An ISA is what a lot of high producing realtors have. An ISA is a step up from like a receptionist. They are somebody that works the database and the CRM and the leads 24/7. You want to know how I know all this? I was an ISA when I started. 18 years old, I was an ISA sitting on the phones for freaking 10, 12, 15-hour days at some point, where it was 8 a.m. all the way up till 7, 8 p.m. just dialing. And the only downfall to that was, as an ISA, I was on a small salary with even smaller commission percentages given out per deal. So what is that going to be? It's a great position for someone that's maybe not licensed. And if you're at that position too, where maybe you need to go get a job, I don't think that's anything that's embarrassing. I think the strategy behind it that we need to talk about, how do you get a job that stays in the industry? How do you stay in proximity of what it is that your goals are? Because the minute you walk away and you go back to that W-2 or that corporate job, that 9 to 5, you've lost. I understand that obviously there's a lot of sacrifice and risk that comes into doing this business full time. I think Brent says this beautifully, and we were talking about it when we had our show, Millionaire Before 30. The very first step is not to go full time. The very first step is to get a deal, that proof of concept. The second step is to go full time. Then it's killing the debts, investing into assets, then it's financial freedom. That's the 5-step process that sounds so easy, but most people fail because it's like what I mentioned, not to spit out all these gems, but it's like I mentioned in the very first episode. Stop trying to scale first. Worry about surviving, then worry about stability, then worry about the scaling. If you can understand the order and the process of this, it makes it so much easier not just to consume the information, but you don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Why? Because you have an actionable plan that you could go out there and replicate every single day. How many of you can sit on the phones and actually say with confidence that you are actually trying your hardest and calling realtors every single day? Like, honestly, it's a lot. And trust me, I know. But for perspective's sake, 40,000 plus realtors in Arizona, I have less than 4,000 in my database. Less than 4,000 realtors that are tiered based on what I teach in agent investors, tiers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but 4,000 agents in my database, which is 10% of the overall of agents in Arizona. Those 4,000 really lead to about 30 to 40 VIPs that will bring me multiple deals per year. Sprinkle that in with a few agents that bring a deal here and there. What I really love is the agents that bring me 3, 4, 5, 10 plus deals a year. Those are the best ones. So why can't you go find one? One agent bringing you 10 deals a year, 10K a pop. Congratulations, you made 6 figures from one relationship. I'll get off.
So with that, and do you think it matters so much, Ryan, when we're pulling these lists, and how this is completely different, even with the results we're getting, like with the phones, of running into people that maybe it is helping manage and run things smoothly for a super busy agent based on the filters we used. But does it matter? Or would you just, it doesn't matter and you just call anybody? Or would you focus on people that maybe have a little bit more time, kind of that sweet spot of the list that we have been?
To be honest,
what would you say?
I don't think it matters. And I love that we have the show because it can show that. You're pulling 10 plus. I think I had some great conversations today. Some of the conversations from people from last week that were 3 plus sold or 5 plus sold, whatever it was, some of those conversations were even better. Now, obviously, some conversations from last week weren't as great as some of them today, but what that comes down to is just consistency. When you want to start dialing in and scaling, that's when we start looking at the statistics. Okay, well, based on this list, I'm finding X amount of conversion. I'm finding X amount of talk rate, meaning that these ones are actually answering their phone or they have assistants or teams or whoever it is, but I'm talking to somebody. At that point, we could start to dial it in. But guess what? As I've said before, sometimes the best agent is the brand new one that has never done a deal because they don't have any of those bad traits or bad habits that were instilled in them from bad practice of just being a realtor. So sometimes it's the agent that has never done a deal. Sometimes it's the best agent in the state. It really just comes down to right place, right time. But more importantly, like I keep saying, it's you. So if you have that personality trait that is going to draw and attract whatever the agent is that you're trying to, that agent could be exactly who you're looking for. That agent might also be the same one that hates me. So then guess what? That doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, you're my competition, you're better than me. How do I replicate that? What that means is that how do I go out there and just be me and attract what it is that I want? So for example, I'll give a huge shout. I'm not going to name the guy's name, but there's a pretty big producing traditional team out here. He's one of my best friends. Well, guess what? He doesn't have, he knows a bunch of people in the industry, but do you think he has 1 million best friends? Probably not. Why me? Well, I don't know. I think I'm kind of cool. But the other part of it was the value. I didn't go out there and say, take, you need to do this for me. I went above and beyond on everything, and I always will. It's not strategy. It's not trying to manipulate. It's not hoping that in return I'm going to get something. It's knowing that I'm doing the right thing. You build the right relationships and you provide enough value, the world takes care of itself. Now, obviously, again, I talk about green time and money-making activities. If you're just going to sit around twiddling your thumbs and be like, a deal is going to come to me today, No, it's not. It's not, I promise. How many offers are you submitting? How many realtors are you talking to? And how often are you doing this? That's what we need to worry about.
Love it. Thanks for breaking that down.
Let's do it. Cool,
Is this Renee that you're going to call?
Yeah. Did you want to pull up the slides, or should we?
Let's get one more, at least somebody answering here, and then I'll break it down.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless.
Renee, whatever. You don't even want my money. It's fine.
All right.
Toke.
I'm
gonna
grab
Hi, you've reached Toke with Toke Properties at Compass Real Estate. Please leave a message.
Nope. We're going to Bobby.
Okay.
Might need another list here in a second if we don't get this guy.
Okay. Grabbing it.
Oh,
This is Emily next.
somebody tried calling me. Hang on.
What's it end with? And I'll tell you.
1481.
148.
I don't even see that one in there.
I don't either. So
we just have too many people calling. It's amazing. Yeah. I'm gonna call back that number that called me, and we're gonna. I don't even know who it is.
Thank you for calling David Weekly Homes. This is Danielle. How may I help you?
Hey Danielle, I saw you just called me back. We were playing phone tag there. Yeah.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. I had a missed call from you.
Yeah, I'm trying to find an agent. I'm not sure. Are you in the Houston area? Notice tonality. She's excited. You said you were. I'm sorry. It cut out a little bit there.
Yes, I'm sorry. I am in Houston.
Gotcha. I'm trying to find an agent that can help me. I'm an investor. I'm based in Arizona. I'm not sure if you saw from my area code, but just trying to find an agent that could help me with finding a property. We're kind of in a time crunch and I need some help, but honestly, just found your information online. We have a list of realtors and just kind of trying to find one that has an opportunity. Doesn't matter if it's on market or off market or even something pocket listing, whatever.
Okay, so I am not a realtor. We are a new home builder, and we unfortunately do not sell to investors.
Makes sense to me. Who's your kind of go-to that you would recommend I talk to for working with investors?
I don't really know anybody that working for with investors.
No stone left unturned.
I have no idea. We don't work with
For
I don't
sure.
know. I'm lost.
No worries. Do you guys have realtors going and showing properties inside that new home division?
Yes, we have multiple realtors that call us that have a client already, but we don't work with certain realtors.
Well, if it's possible, and I mean, this might even be kind of a crazy ask, but the next realtor that calls, or if you have just a random business card laying around, I feel like there's an opportunity. And even so, maybe there's some kind of referral or something we could throw over your way. Obviously not a commission because you guys aren't licensed, but some kind of hey, here's just a fee for helping us out. We're trying to find a realtor that could help us purchase a property in the next 30 days. And it's been a real struggle getting realtors on the phone. I guess I should have known better, but trying to find anyone and everyone that has proximity of realtors and see if there's a way they could connect me.
Right. What is it that y'all are looking for within the 30 days that you need?
Fix and flip primarily, but we have enough funds that if a rental made sense, kind of like an 8 to 10% return, that would be ideal. But our goal is kind of for tax purpose. We got into a messy situation last year that if we don't go and kind of park some money, we're going to get Uncle Sam kind of knocking on the door again. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if, someone calls in and
just remember, Ryan's the guy, and I would love it if you could just send them my information. You can send it to anybody and everybody. I don't care. I just want a realtor that could help me out ASAP.
Okay, Ryan. Thank you so much for calling.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
You never know. I mean, you never know. You really made sure that she's going to remember you. Ryan's the guy.
And also, too, at the end of the day, what did that cost me? 2 extra seconds? Okay, done.
Yeah, you never know. She could run into somebody that she's like, I know just the guy. I just talked to him.
I always forget what it's called. It's some kind of articulator reactivating, whatever, something fancy. But it's hey, what happens when you go and you start talking about it? Well, what do you think is going to happen? We just got off the phone. Someone's going to walk in that's a realtor with a client because she's like, hey, we don't sell it to investors. Okay, fine. Don't take our money. Whatever. It's fine. But also too, what do you think is going to happen when a realtor walks in? She's gonna be like, this is kind of weird, but like I have another client that's trying to find a realtor. The first question from the realtor is going to be like, okay, well, do you want a referral fee? She's not licensed, so she can't get a commission, but I can pay her. I'll pay her like a flat fee, like an assignment fee. Hey, thanks for referring me to the realtor that just made us X amount of dollars on an assignment fee. That's what we're looking for. And at the end of the day, it doesn't hurt. So why not try it and have fun with it? She's a new home builder. I knew as soon as she called back, she's like, it's David Weekly. I'm like, dang it. Because no investor's going to go buy a new home build development. The only time I've ever seen that work is when a hedge fund comes in and they buy the entire complex. But even then, that would be above her knowledge. That would be well above her head, and not any disrespect to her because she's an awesome person, great tone. The downfall is that if she's just taught, no, we don't work with investors. If they were to sell to investors, it is above her pay grade to be able to work that deal out. So she's primarily helping people that are walking in, trying to customize a new home build. That's awesome. That's a great place to go. It's a great place for the people that are not licensed. It's also a great place if you're a realtor that might be struggling. Another opportunity within the industry. So.
Yes. Here, I'm going to share this really quick because I can't believe we're already, whatever the time is. Yeah, we're running out of time. I'm going to show you guys something really quick. And then there's some questions in the chat too. I'll ask you, Ryan, but really quick for anybody, once again, maybe Ryan, will you drop the link one more time of the community one and your link as well? Once again, guys, let's see. I sent it to you in the batch Slack and then to Alex's. I don't know what one you have.
We'll see if I can figure out technology. Give me a second.
Okay. Let me know. And then we'll give you guys.
In the meantime, though.
What Slack are you logged into? Because then I'll send it to the right spot.
Let's take a look. Landry. Direct messages. There you are.
Okay, perfect.
It's still that one right there?
Yes.
Okay, we already have that one saved.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so when you guys click on this link that Ryan just dropped here to get into the batch service community, this is where, once again, just before we forget to call it out at the end today, but come in here, and when you click on the link, when it says, why do you want to be in the community? Just reference this show in some way, because we're going to be doing some giveaways in the next coming weeks. So just let us know, Agent Outreach Live or something, just to let us know so that we can have you guys entered, something that's obvious.
I mean, I like prizes. I like free stuff. I like giveaways. And also too, I mean, we know what happens to people that are actively showing up and those that are obviously going and doing the action steps. So those that show up and those that are communicating and interacting inside the community, what do you think is going to happen? We got some cool things. Can't give away all the secrets yet. Also, too, full transparency, we're still working out all the secrets. So there's a lot of cool things that we're growing and building and going to be able to give away for everybody. So some stuff with Batch, some stuff with Agent Investors, maybe some swag. We got some cool ideas. What questions do we have, though? We've got like 8 minutes.
Okay, let's see. I wanted to call TaylorMade. I don't know what, and just excuse me, that's what you're coming up as through the chat, but I did see your chat from last Tuesday where you made your first call. So I thought that was pretty cool. It'd be cool for you to share, like how that went. If you ran into any hurdles, if it went well, if you, what your thoughts were about it, if you want to share it with the group. But I saw that last week, which I thought was exciting. So congrats. But also, with your comment to TaylorMade and anybody else wondering, and sorry, I'm just referencing what your name is under there. I don't know if you can edit it, but when you guys get in the community, if you're wondering also saw some questions like with comping and everything, actually this morning we posted, I have some appraisal rules in here by Jamil. I literally just posted like a video of how to comp in batch leads this morning. There's a ton of resources in here. And then you guys are going to also come in Agent Outreach, vote for the market that you want Ryan to be calling in next Tuesday. So make sure you click on that link and then get into batch leads as well to try a trial if you guys haven't already. But can't remember what else.
I love it. Guys, what questions do we have? We got a few minutes here at the end. Okay. Let's break some stuff down. If you guys wanted me to break something down from what are the strategies to one of the calls I made, why I said something specific, or if you even just wanted to share a win of what you guys are working on, I would love to hear.
John says he had a question from earlier. He said, for rentals, what do you mean by 8 to 10% return? Is it the total value of the property? 8 to 10% equals rental fee.
Great question. So I kind of go like a gross number. So typically, just bear with me on math, but like if it's $1,000 a month in rent, you're going to times that by 12 months. Okay. Now divide that by your purchase price. What does that come out to? That's kind of the annual gross return. And from there, obviously, it's not counting taxes, not counting insurance, not counting any other fees. But if you can go ballpark around there, most of the time, good investments are around 8 to 10%, just because you can obviously make investments in other things and kind of get something similar, closer to that 8%. Now, this is not like a high yield bank account where it's like 3-4%. If you even have that, that's a great opportunity. But if you're looking to park it into a real estate deal, obviously plenty of disclosures, disclaimers, make sure to do your research, but always looking for a good return. That's going to be something that kind of makes sense if you were to have, whether it's an issue that pops up with something structural or something just cosmetic, or if, washer, dryer, fridge, anything along those lines goes out, you want to have some money and wiggle room from the amount of money that you have to pay in a mortgage, if any, to what your cash flow is every month. So kind of just ballpark numbers, but I don't really teach too much on the rental side. I have some rentals myself, but they're all based on the wholesale deals. Similar to like how I think you should be fix and flipping. You don't go out there and just say you're a fix and flipper. You start off with wholesaling and being able to identify the discounted properties and the highest motivated sellers. Obviously, on top of that, sprinkle in the best agents to work with. Then from there, you cherry pick the deals you want. So out of these 5 wholesale deals, this one is a fantastic flip. Out of these 5 wholesale deals, this one is a fantastic rental. That's when you start making those decisions. But it's also more importantly based on what your buyers want if you're going to wholesale. So if you are a wholesaler trying to sell it to a buy and hold investor, ask them. Some investors run it on cap rate. Some of them run it on cash on cash. Some of them run it on a flat rate per month that they want to make in cash flow. It all depends. Obviously, institutions, hedge funds, some of those REITs, they're going to look for, not necessarily look for smaller returns, but they're going to accept smaller returns because they're looking to just park some money. So it's all tax purpose. It's all strategy. But then if you look at it from the fix and flip side, that's when people are looking for turn and burn. How fast can I turn this amount of money into this amount? How good of quality can I put out? How good are my contractors? How fast are my contractors? More importantly, how do I get that next deal?
Love it. Let's see what else we have here. TaylorMade says it went cool, made connections with 3 agents so far. Awesome.
Yes, sir. Let's go. And then here's another one. We've got
see Renee's too, like right under.
Should LOIs be sent out before or after calling the listing agent? Great question. If you're going to go mass approach and you're using a CRM or you're using something that can automate it for you, I think sending them out beforehand is fine. Now, if you're looking for efficiency and you're only submitting one-off LOIs, like one here, one there, that 10 a day goal, I would tell you all day long, make sure you're having a conversation with the agent. Another thing you could do too is if you felt like that was uncomfortable and you just wanted to step out of your comfort zone just to submit one LOI, submit the LOI, but make sure to send an email or a text after to the agent asking if they received it. Common practice with a lot of realtors is when they send documents or contracts, LOIs, any email for that matter, a lot of times they send back a response that just says received. So as long as you get a text or an email or a correspondence back that says received, the realtor's in business and they are most likely going to just tell you no or counter you back. Or best case, they'll accept it.
James says, if we could have a reminder up about how many calls, how many offers per day, just to throw some KPIs out there.
Sure. So minimum 50 conversations. And I kind of put 50 conversations as just a broad amount. I don't think that it needs to be 50 realtor specific. I think if it is realtor specific, fantastic. But if 50 conversations between buyers, between title companies, between agents, between wholesalers, between everybody, 50 conversations minimum. And this is not attempted. This is not, I didn't call 10 people and say I had 10 conversations. This is, I tried calling 10 people. I had 2-3 conversations. So 3 out of 50. Granted, again, this is slow. This is stopping. This is teaching. This is going on little rants and tangents, right? But if I could have 3 conversations in an hour, now just imagine what if I went full into this. I could probably get 10, 15, maybe even 20 conversations an hour. So now start reverse engineering. Maybe that's when you start looking into batch dialer, depending on your strategy. But there's all different options out there. So 50 conversations minimum. I would always say in an offer standpoint, 5 offers minimum or 10 LOIs. Why is it 10 LOIs versus 5 offers? LOIs take a lot less time. So you can go find a template. We have some that we obviously give away inside Agent Investors. There's plenty of different opportunities for you to go and get an LOI and just send that in an email. It's not a formal contract, so it's not enforceable. It's not like they're going to take you and sue you over anything. This is not a legal binding contract. This is a letter of intent. Letter of intent to purchase. So purchase contract is going to be a little bit more formal. It's going to have signatures, deadlines, terms, and the minute that contract is signed by all the parties, it is now fully enforceable. It is fully executed, and now you are able to go and open escrow, giving you the legal right to wholesale. Don't submit LOIs and then mark up the price after you don't have it under contract. An LOI does not mean under contract. An LOI means a letter of intent. So 5 purchase contract offers or 10 LOIs, either or. I don't think one is better than the other. Just obviously knowing the difference between the two is important. 50 conversations. I don't know. I mean, aside from that, I think those are really the 2 main ones. I don't think there's anything too crazy. If you want to go out there and find communities or find accountability partners or find whatever it is that you wanted to add on top of it, the only other thing I'd really add in the mix is another buyer. So just kind of ballpark numbers, what I tell people in Agent Investors, 1 buyer per day, doesn't matter if it's a wholesaler, end buyer, flipper, agent, whoever, as long as they're a buyer and they could prove it to you, 1 of those buyers per day, that's 5 per week, that's 20 per month. Realistically, you're going to have about 4 to 5 actual buyers. Do that over the span of 3-4 months. Congratulations. You are getting pretty close to the amount of buyers that I have that I can go make 7 figures a year from just based off of going and doing the work for 3, 4, 5 months. If you can't put in 3, 4, 5 months to begin with, you're not cut out to be a real estate investor. So buyers, agents, offers, have fun.
Love it. I'm excited because I want your guys' feedback. Me and Ryan really want to know what you guys are getting out of this. And when you get into the community, I hope that you'll share with us how you envision this, how you can get more value out of this as we're coming up with more and more ideas on how we want to have this show presented. I hope that you'll let us know your honest thoughts so that we can make this better.
Love it. So. Last question here from Ferris. Where can I learn agent outreach? I got you. Let me pull this thing up. Hang on. Yes. We're not done yet.
Should I do slides?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go. There's the.
So guys, if you are not in Agent Investors, I don't do this show to sell you. I do this just to lead from the front and to truly show you that I could do this anywhere and everywhere. And also I'm thankful beyond measures for Batch giving me this studio and allowing me to even go in and help out with getting the show up and going. Even again, thank you to Landry. We're doing this to show you guys. So if you were trying to take it a step further, maybe look into that fast pass or even just have community where you could go and collaborate and ask questions, agentinvestors.com. Mention you came from the show. We have discounts that we provide for people that are coming from Batch. So if you're watching the show and you wanted to go out there and get a discount for either a bronze or diamond tier, we kind of go through everything from weekly coaching to 100 plus modules to recorded calls to contracts to calculators to buyers to even having weekly coaching one-on-ones, depending if you're in diamond. So whatever you guys need, I'm here as a resource. Our goal is to truly just show you all of the potential opportunities out there, most importantly, specific to agent outreach and MLS deals. So.
Awesome. By the way, guys, because I know that there was a lot of questions kind of gone throughout the chat. If you guys still have anything or things that Ryan wasn't able to answer today or get to, then put it in Slack. So that
and then maybe we'll jump into that presentation first next week.
That's what I think too. Yeah, we'll show you guys all the steps. This time together goes by so quickly, but I hope that overall, once again, hit the like button on the video if you guys are enjoying these lives. So.
Well, we appreciate you guys. Hope you guys had a great episode with us. And if you watch the replay, make sure again, comment, leave a like, subscribe, all that fun, whatever stuff video wise. Appreciate you guys. We will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Bye, guys.